Good morning, everybody, and happy Wednesday. If you're here with me in the Discord, in the YouTube, in the X, or in the Kick Chat, go ahead and say what's up. Let's see who's with us this morning. We have SW, I'm Humble, G Lines, Kelvin, Jose, July, Pepper Skunk, Abe, Redberg, Silent NW, Mike, Steve, Dan, Nick, National, TW, Plum, Tingles, Mass, Rick, Julius, J Prowse, Triple C, Cyrus, Brian, Steve, what up? What's that? What's up, Ribs Mod, Richard Harris, Brandy, Mr. Yips, Yolanda, Paolo, Eddie Brew, welcome to the VIP. Don Burberry, I Love Leather, Oscar, Lou, Dan, General Harambe, Aaron, NLV, Oscar, Jackie, Ripper Trader, Josh, Neeked, Futures Trader, Modus, Radical, 911, Michael, Kirk, Sunrise Driver, Noah, Bell, MS. Good morning, Corgo. Good beats this morning. Spiro RC, 9 Mr. Bugs, top of this morning. Mad Walker, Happy Trader. What up, Scott H? Who's out here at Kick? X Blue, Justin Prowse, Day Trader, Rick, Cube Q, Go Hard, Greg, Reclaw, Pocket Aces, Skunk Dave, Doomslayer, Vexo, Scott Martin, Eddie, JCE, Doomslayer. Good morning, Travis and Air. Poppy Trades in the money. Air Mark, Slazen, Tarbog, Chris, good morning. Morning Vibe Trade. MS, what wrist watch do you suggest for a 20K budget? I mean, there's a lot of pieces you can get for 20K. Kind of opens up the world to you. 10K is a different story than 20K, right? 20K, what would I get with 20K? Probably get like a nice, I don't even know if you can get them for 20K anywhere. I think retail now for them is 30K, but I'd be looking at like maybe an Audemars Royal Oak steel, stainless steel, something like that. What could you get for 20K? You could get like a decent Rolex. You get a nice used Rolex. Something like that. What brands are you interested in, MS? Lewis says, anyone wonder what happened to the equities and crude at 6:30? The headline from the AP, Iran says nuclear installations badly damaged by the U.S., which is interesting because CNN said that they weren't. And then Iran came out and said, actually, they were damaged pretty badly too. But that could just be some fog of war talk. But hey, we don't care about that as traders. All we care about is what the information is that is presented to us and if we can trade on it. They don't want another hit. It's like the reverse crackhead. No, don't give me any more. Rolex Submariner. Yeah. Rolex Submariners are good. It's also, I think it's one of the most knocked off watches out there. The thing about getting like a $20,000 Rolex is that there's so many fakes out there in the wild. You really have to get it through an AD, and through an AD, you're not going to give it all that much for 20K. I think pretty sure you can get a stainless sub, but you just have to be careful. Like if you're buying in the gray market for a Submariner, take it to an AD before you buy it. Have them open it up, make sure all the parts inside are Rolex parts. Because there are so many fakes out there. There's so many good fakes out there too. And I wouldn't take it to just one AD. I'd take it to two. Take it to multiple ADs. One of the most affordable entry Rolexes. No, I mean, you can get a Datejust. You can get a used Datejust for like $4,000. I'm pretty sure. I haven't been looking for like beat to hell watches for, I mean, I got one back in Puerto Rico and I think I paid like $4,000 for it. I beat the crap out of that thing. A new one for 4K? Really? A new Datejust? I'm talking like a two-tone, like stainless and gold. Beat to hell, like under probably around 7K. You know? But again, if you're buying secondhand, you really need to make sure that you take that bad dogger into an AD. AD, authorized dealer, by the way. Oh, this music is like, let's do a speed run. Let's do a speed run in the stock market. I picked a new channel of music this morning. I felt like getting spicy. Can't believe we're at cash all-time highs. Well, better believe it, Buster. We were what, down? How far down were we 3 months ago? 25%, and everybody was like, "This is the worst." Instead of buying things. You ever heard Warren Buffett say, "Buy during times of fear, sell during times of greed"? That was it, illustrated for you, pumpkin. If you didn't put in your long-term portfolio a little bit of Palantir, a little bit of Nvidia, well, it's time to reassess your long-term trading life. You know what I mean? Warren Buffett said that for a very good reason. He said, buy during times of fear, sell during times of greed, for a very good reason. When everybody's all scared and your nether regions are all puckered up, like they've been sucking on a lemon, that's the time when you fire in, pumpkin. I know I did. Get some long-term leaps in that portfolio and go, wee-hoo, more, give me more. And if it gets even lower, you say, I want more discounts. Who here bought during the dip? Drop a W in chat. W. Who bought during the dip? Come on, show me some good long-term traders in here. Oh, baby. That's what I'm talking about. And if you didn't buy during, look at all these W's. Yo, congratulations to Stanley the Manly. Second payout for the month, getting $2,000 from Tradeify. Let's go, Stan. Nvidia at 94. Dude, when that thing went sub 100, my nether regions got plus 100. Bro, bargain prices like that with the world of AI. Who powers your chips? NVIDIA. I mean, come on. Palantir, we'll find your secret bases and we'll give you data on them. Buy it. Hey, come on. It's up to the 100 folks on Kick. We're getting more and more viewership on Kick. I love it. Soxel. Yeah, if you're too lazy to build your own basket of tech stocks, Soxel is also a good one. And if you want to go short Soxel, just buy SOXS. Very easy. Soxel, of course, the chips ETF. Good morning, Edward. Thank you for joining us this morning. Sparta made their first ever investment then. Way to go, dude. Long-term portfolios, by the way. You buy it and then you just don't look anymore. You just stop paying attention. If you're one of those people who has your LTP and you're checking it every day, stop it. You're a day trader, aren't you? Look at that every day if you want. It should be flat. Oh, this is epic music. We're entering the markets. By the way, no trades from me yet. That's nothing happened. P&L 0. But we're still at 803,000, 803,255. 255. We are close. I got to say, we are close. $196,745, well, $744.25 away. My goodness. Richard Harris says, I asked my dad to manage his portfolio. He just looked at me like I'm a effing retard. Well, Richard, ask your father for a little bit more love than that instead of having him look at you like a retard. There's got to be some more fatherly love there. Yeah, this song is not epic enough for me. We can do better than that. Sounds like I'm questing in the forests of Unai. Bought my first Apex 300K last night with code RIPS. In the money, says. Trying out wealth charts, liking it so far. Hey, did you get my wealth charts layout? Dude, this is the coolest thing. Buckle up, Buckarooski, if you missed this last time, but check this out. Look at this. Watch this. I can go here. I feel like I'm collecting stars in Mario right now. All right, let me get this here. Layout. Manage current. This is the Apex Rips. Export. Here's my layout code. I'm going to drop this in Kick for you. Drop this in YouTube. Drop this over in Twitter. And then drop that in Clubhouse. All right, we got to chill on this music here. This is a little bit too much. Okay, can deal with that. So you take that layout code, you go into your main menu, you go to manage current layout, and then you import layout. You click import layout, and then you type in that code that I gave you. Just right there, you copy paste and you click import, and that'll give you the Apex Rips layout. And let me just tell you this. If you don't like spicy things, you might not like it. It is spicy. It's very good. I'm a big fan of it. I use it. That's how I know. So who here caught the long? I did not. I woke up actually a little bit late. I slept in. I want to say that I'm not sick anymore, but I think I am still. That 10-day thing that we read online about how long it takes to get over a cold nowadays is kind of true, I suppose. Can you do marketplace giveaways, please, please? What is a marketplace giveaway? Like, you want me to give away fresh fruits and veg? That's what is sold at a marketplace, like a farmer's marketplace? Yeah, it does. You long IB and break it. Let's see. Oh, baby. Nice work. Sorry, don't want to be sniffling on you. Give me a second. Ah, that's better. Giveaways, I got you. Yeah, we could do giveaways today. Easiest way to do that, let's get it up to 600 likes over at YouTube. Also, we need to get to 1,000 followers on Kick. I don't know why it's taking so long for us to get to 1,000 followers on Kick. It's actually kind of weird. I don't really understand what's taking that so long. We've been doing a lot of giveaways over on Kick, and you do need to be following the channel to get there. What is our following goal right now? Only 900 followers, and we haven't hit that yet. Ripsmod, if you would please, the Kick link. Thank you. Jump on over there. Quality's delicious. We end up trading there for longer. And we need to get to 900 followers. What's up, mini trader? I got the new version of that Lark bottle, by the way. This thing is pretty goated. Tracks your hydration and all that. When a trade appears, I will take it, I promise. That's why we're talking nonsense right now. But hey, let's hang out. My chart looks frozen? Yeah, because I don't have it open. Let me, there you go. Is that better? Now it's moving. We are just pulling back from the highs. We didn't take out 500, which is a little bit surprising. Over in the, let me see my level on triple Qs, actually. That might have a lot to do with it. Let me, level at triple Qs, 542.31. We're supposed to be hitting that. Surprised we didn't yet. This sounds like Harry Potter soundtrack. Let me find a new genre that's going to give us the juice. Let me try this one. So we're holding at 480 right now. There we go. How much you risk per trade depends on the setup. Like right now, I would be risking $0 because none of the setup looks good. What's up, Ella? It says, good morning, Rips. Do you trade CL or only NQ? I'm not a crude trader, so no. I do trade indices. Sometimes I flip over to the S&Ps simply because it has more liquidity than the NQ at times. Any news today that will move the market? Not in pre-market. At 10 a.m., I think we get new home sales, but we pretty much already had all the home sales data. Let me just check, actually. I think it's 10 a.m. today. Yeah, 10 a.m. is the new home sales for May. And then we have two treasury auctions. We have a floating rate note auction at 11:30, the 2-year FRNs, and then a 5-year note auction at 1 p.m. Outside of that, we have Powell testifying before the Senate Banking Committee, but the prepared remarks are going to be the same, so it's going to be the Q&A that gets a little pep in the step, if anything. So, is there any news that's going to move the market today? The two things I'd be watching would be the two treasury auctions. That's it. Powell's Q&A might get a little Saucedo, but if you watched yesterday, it was pretty uneventful. We will probably do another little miniature watch party on Kick. I can't assume. Like, look, did I miss trades yesterday? We ground all day yesterday. Where's the, there we go. We did this move all day yesterday. I took no trades yesterday, not even in props. Am I sad that I missed this? Not even a little bit, because I know that the market's going to produce. This is not my style of trade, right? Yeah, you could argue like, oh, here's a breakout right here. Here's a breakout right here. But honestly, like I like to protect my sanity, right? Me personally, that can be your setup. I have no problem with that. If you see something there and you took it, you made money, great. Even if you took it and you lost money, but it was part of your setup, let's go, baby. I love that. Me personally, it's moving too slow and it's not doing enough for me to get involved in that style of market. There's very little that's going to get me into a trade that looks like that, just being honest with you. Now, the thing that changes the trader I am today between the trader I was when I was not profitable 8 years ago, that was, I'd look at something like that and I'd just start calculating how many points that was. For instance, let me see. Where's the is it? That's the one. So let's just say like from there to there, like somewhere in the midpoint. That is 120 points. I'd be sitting there and I'd say, wow, if I would have taken 50 contracts on 120 points, I could have made $120,000. And that to me is just silly to do because you're beating yourself up over a trade that you wouldn't take. Now, if you're still newer to trading, and by newer, I mean like in the first 5 years, if you can look at this setup, and again, we're looking at NQ, the current contract, the 15-minute bars. If you can look at this and you can deduce something down to a setup that you would actually take that makes a good RR, put that in your notes, go back test it, see if it's a strategy that works not only in theory, but in reality. How do you backtest? You use TradingView, pick a random day, see if the setup criteria meets, take the trade on replay mode, see if it plays out. Hey, now we're backtesting. So for me personally, that wasn't a trade setup for me. So I look at that and I go, whatever, there's gonna be more setups. I don't really care. I couldn't care less. Again, today, I wasn't at my terminal, I slept in. Got really nice sleep. By the way, oh baby, look at this. I've been having some terrible recovery problems. Look at this. This is my Whoop score for the last, 7 recoveries. 6 of those bad doggers are in the green. Let me just give you some color here. The month, look at how bad my recovery was. Look at that. Lots of yellows and reds and oh my. So I've been trying to prioritize getting my meat suit right. Because if your meat suit is right, your mind is right, your trading is better. That's where I'm focused. And by the way, we're way ahead of our goal. 803,000. The goal is to hit $1 million in this account by the end of the year. We got 6 months to go and only $196,000 and change to go. So we're way ahead of the game. So my whole goal right now is to get the meat suit right, get the mind right, get the trades right. Trades have been right, but let's get out of this red zone in recovery and get into the green. So I missed this. That's probably a setup I would have taken. It's fast moving. It's nice. You have multiple breakout points. You have a breakout of right here. You have a breakout of this structure. You have a breakout of the previous day high. You have a breakout of the previous 4-hour high. Multiple breakout points that you could have taken. And really, it's pretty difficult to get stopped out unless you're chasing your stop behind like a Ridiculous Ricky. You know what I mean? So, am I upset, salty, FOMO, disappointed, anything about missing here? Missing this or missing this? The answer is no. No, I'm not, because I didn't take it and life goes on. So we look for the next setup. That's it. So what do we have today? Well, we have a nice support in the market here. We have a lot of good news coming out, but caution flag goes up. Why? Because we have a live Q&A session today with Mr. Jerome Powell. So you can have the best setup in the world, and you could have Jerome Powell say something and say, you know, we convened yesterday with the committee members of the FOMC, and we all kind of decided that we're not going to see rate cuts this year at all. And the market crashes, right? I'm just giving you like the most off-the-wall scenario possible, but during a live Q&A session, you need to have these flags set up in your mind that say, I trust this market, but let's be realistic that anything can change. Also, Iran says, oh, by the way, your ceasefire, we just launched 16 million missiles. They don't have 16 million missiles, but you know, there's certain things that can move the market. You always want to keep that at the top of your mind when you're trading, right? What are the theoristic things? What are the news events? What are the things that can happen during the current day? Try to challenge what your position is. So if you're looking for longs because you see some beautiful support here, what are the things that can make this position get all messed up? So challenge that. What I used to do personally when I was trading small caps, I would look at the filings of a company and I would look at, you know, I was a data whore, let's be honest, right? And so for me personally, I'd be looking through all the data points and I'd be challenging what can make my position go awry. And that'd be easy to do because I could just write it down and then I'd do it per ticker. And then if I'm trading that ticker, I'd be like, okay, these are the things that can go wrong in trading this ticker, right? Do the same thing in your trading if you're trading the indices, if you're trading crude, if you're trading energy, if you're trading metals, commodities, whatever it is that you're trading, write down a list of things that will challenge your ideology for the position that you're trading today or what you're trying to trade or the current position. Always be aware of that, right? And also, don't get married to a position. Even though this looks like a nice juicy long, if there's some news that comes out that starts challenging that long, that says Iran comes out and says, hey, by the way, those sites are back and operational. Ha ha ha. Lol, ceasefire, you can't do anything. And it starts to go down. Don't be like, well, it was so strong here. No, I'm only looking for longs. You see that a lot on other broadcasts. You see that a lot where they marry a position and they talk about it all day long on their TV show. No shade. But I'm just saying, you'll find people that get married to positions and their ideologies. That's crazy town. Why would you do that? Never get married to a position. Get in a short-term relationship with your position, especially if you're a day trader. Okay? Is this all making sense? If it is, drop a W if this is making any sense to you. RadPoker47 says, Rips, you live in Vegas? I do. Yes, indeed. Love living here in Vegas. All the action in the world, baby. How hot is Vegas? It's pretty toasty. It was a little bit cooler yesterday, but the weather is shaping up quite a bit. Right now, 70 degrees and sunny. The high of the day will be 98 degrees. This is the Rips Radio Hour. Missing Vegas. Nice. Yeah, well, Vegas is a nice place. It's definitely up and coming. It's got all these beautiful sports teams. There's always something to do. Always something to do here in Las Vegas. Amazing shopping, amazing restaurants. Like I said, all the action in the world. The Allegiant Stadium, dude. So we went to the Post Malone and Jelly Roll concert at Allegiant Stadium. It is unbelievable. What a beautiful structure. I don't know how many billions of dollars they spent to build Allegiant Stadium, but it is a beautiful One of the most beautiful stadiums. You know, I've never been to the stadium in Dallas, wherever the Texas stadium is, the one that Jerry Jones spent a lot of money on. That one was pretty new? And there's one more in, was it Miami? There's a couple new stadiums that I haven't been to, but I'll just tell you, Allegiant Stadium was quite nice. Quite nice. Can't be beat, just super hot in the summer. You know what? I don't mind it. We moved here a year ago. Back last year was June we moved here, and it was hot when we moved here. I want to say it got up to like 113 to 116. I don't know if it was 116 actually, but it was so hot. I acclimated pretty quickly. You have to remember, I lived in the islands for 6 or 7 years, and it was hot out there. We used to go island hopping, and it's hot. It gets very hot, especially because it's moist, extra moist. So I love Vegas. We acclimated here very quickly. The 113 degree heat wasn't a problem. I really enjoyed it. Which islands? Puerto Rico. I lived in Dorado Beach. I like the fact that you're letting us be on this journey with you to $1 million, even though it's not my money. When you get a W, I get excited. When you get an L, I feel it for you. Thank you, Div. It sucks because the vlog, I really wanted to have the vlogs be road to $1 million, but there's no problem because I can always just start again. I can do it again. I don't know if I want to start back at 100, you know? Humidity sucks. Yeah, living on an island, living in a humid climate is a little bit rough. We had restaurants on property where we lived in Dorado Beach, and it was a little bit, we would take the golf cart everywhere in the community, and, you know, the wife gets all ready to go, and by the time you show up to the restaurant, it's like you've taken a shower. So humid climates, you want to be in an air-conditioned car on your way to dinner, not in a golf cart. Paid no taxes for years, lucky you. Yeah, but, you know, there's a give and a take. Dorado Beach is one of the most beautiful places on earth. We lived in the Ritz property. It was beautiful. But you get island fever a little bit. You get island fever. What are you thinking for SPX options? Any advice today? Well, SPX options are an easy way to cook your account and barbecue that thing. Use an appropriate risk. Only buy SPX options. I mean, I wouldn't be trading SPX if you're asking me that question. I'd be trading SPY options. You can have the same expiry. It's a lot cheaper. It's like trading the micros versus the minis. Trade the SPY, dude. SPX, I understand, like there's this idea that, well, I can make millions. You can. But you also can lose millions. It's very, very spooky. Did you meet any fund managers in Dorado? Oh, yes. I met a lot of very interesting people in Dorado. A lot of my neighbors. Ritz-Carlton Reserve is gorgeous. Yes, that is where I lived. It's very cool to live on a property like that. Very, very, very good. What about XSP? I've never heard of XSP. That's news to me, my friend. SPY or SPX would be the two that I'd be looking at. And if you're asking me, I would be saying SPY is probably going to be your best bet. I want to do a YouTube giveaway today too. So let's see. What are we at here? How many are we at? Currently at 127 likes. Is that really it? Oh my. We can do better. XSP is the mini SPX? I got to see this now. XSP. Wow. Well, I would just trade SPY. There's probably not a lot of liquidity in XSP. I mean, I would just check what has more liquidity. You know, that's what I'd be focused on. 110 heat index in Myrtle Beach today. It's brutal. Yeah, because it's moist, right? Trading because it's cash settled. Yeah, SPY contracts though, dude. What's wrong with trading the good old SPY? What's wrong with getting in it here? I would rather trade the SPY personally. Please stop saying moist. Oh, that's funny. I'm currently in Tampa, Florida, visiting my family, and it's hot as heck. Yeah. The wet heat will do that to you. Imagine being unprofitable for over 10 years and the first year you make profit, you have to pay tax. Dude, that'd be terrible. That'd be horrible. Rips, I'm up 850 today. Need 200 to pass. Lock it or go for it. Lock it. Dude, lock it. I mean, you can wait for a trade setup, but like if you don't trust yourself and you're feeling kind of like on the edge, I like to pass accounts by I like to overshoot that number when I trade props because that means that I'm not really focused on the number. You know what I mean? That's how I feel about it. Go back to the NQ here. We're getting a little bit of buying action here. Not crazy amounts. A little 10 handle move here. How do you like those bullish and bearish confirmation points there, Acumen? Yolanda says, please lock it in. I have blown accounts with 200 left. Yeah, I'm telling you, it's like we're very good at self-sabotaging in those moments. You might not know it yet. Trade the setup, not the P&L. Say it again for the people in the back. Anne-Marie Bell says, I live in Sarasota, Florida. I was in Miami Beach for 20 years. You get used to the humidity. It's gorgeous over on the west side of Florida. You know that like Miami is slowly becoming Wall Street South, or what are they calling it? Is it Wall Street South that they're calling it? Kenny Boy's moving down there. Who else? A couple like, what is it? Dexterity Point or something? There's another huge hedge fund that's down there, a younger hedge fund. Yeah, Wall Street South is Miami. My wife asked me like 2 days ago, she's like, would you ever move back over into that area? And I said, no, because I don't want to live in an area with hurricanes. Hurricanes are annoying. Hurricanes are so annoying, dude. There's no natural disasters here in Las Vegas. Except for, I guess, monsoons, but they're not really natural disasters. But like California, you have earthquakes. Puerto Rico, you have hurricanes, devastating hurricanes at times. Hurricane parties are great. Yeah, but like if your stuff gets wrecked, it's just annoying. It's just so annoying. We're going to wick out 22,500 blow through. I don't know right now. That's why I'm hands off. If I felt that we were going to get a blow off above 500, I'd be in this long. Because I like those types of trades where we can get like, I can put an order at like 503 and 3/4 and just expect it to get filled any size, you know? Me personally, I'm not going to dance with this thing. I'm going to wait until the top of the hour, see if it gives us any opportunities here. If it does, fantastic. If it doesn't, oh well, we didn't trade it. Doesn't Vegas have UFOs? Yes, it's a huge problem we're dealing with. I've yet to see, actually, you know what? I think I did see a UFO. I took a picture of it, but I think it was just a plane. I saw some, there's this, whoever said, do you think there's going to be a blow off at 500? Give yourself a pat on the back. There it was. Into 500. What was the highest point we traded on that? Let's see. How high above? Let's see if there was actually any fills up there. It might have just offered, but it didn't fill. So the highest fill was 501 evens. They offered it 501 quarters. See, here's the thing. Look, you see how there's no prints up here? This is considered a print, this little bubble right here. This is on the bid. This is on the offer. So this was on the bid. Somebody sold down, but here on the offer at 501 halves, nobody took the offer. So on props, if you were at 501 quarters, some props you actually would have got filled at 501 quarters, even though in the real markets, there was no actual print. Do you see above my head? I'm talking about this right now. A lot of people don't even understand how this works. Prop traders, they don't understand the function of these markets and how they even work. But if you're trading on a prop and you had an order at 501 quarters, there are some props, like let's say you were long and your cover is at 501 quarters, you would have been filled here because it went above 501 quarters for one tick. Well, longer than that, but you get what I'm saying. It went above that. You would have been filled. In the real markets, you would have never actually been filled because there was nobody who filled there. Not a single person. There you go. President Trump just said, I stand with NATO. Article 5, NATO is a big success. Wait, what? Really? Are you sure he said that? Interesting. So, yeah, the more you know, right? The more you know. LOL, prop traders just expect to get filled by magic liquidity, man. Yeah, and I mean, it's good to understand how this works as a trader. And as a prop trader, you know, it does matter because eventually the hope is that after you show 9 to 12 months of consistent profitability, well, maybe you buckle up and you put a couple dollars in a real account. The problem with that, though, of course, is that there's no rules. Hopefully, 9 to 12 months of consistent profitability in props has taught you enough rules that you can manage your own risk, and you can manage those days where you go on tilt and you don't see red and you don't start blowing your account. That's the scary part of putting your own money on the line, right? There's nobody to stop you on a day where you fly off the handle. I learned that the hard way. I never traded on props when I first started. Wall of orders at 5:30, area on bookmap. How do you interpret that? Wall or propelling block? It's too far away for it to matter right now. Like you're talking about up here. It's too far away for it to matter because what can happen is that this price can start to scale up. It can start to roll up slowly. And as we approach those levels, they can simply pull these orders. The only thing that matters in the market is when orders are interacted with. That's it. It's the only thing that matters because then we can have MGI, market generated information. So I'm still not in this market, but I will be right back with you. Don't go anywhere. Drop a like on YouTube. See if we can do a giveaway over on YouTube. And make sure you are following over on Kick. Kick.com/sellingribs. I'll be right back. And we're back. Dude, was there like a new rule that came out this week that said if Rips is live that the market has to go completely sideways? Did the stock market post something? Did at stock market tweet something like, hey bro, if Rips is live, we got to go sideways the whole time? Like, say what? It's annoying. Like, there's a dude in here yesterday that's like, does this guy do anything other than yap? Does he not trade? It's not that I don't want to trade. I just don't trade like a moron. We're chopping in a almost 20 handle range. It's just like, come on. Come on. What's up, Nikos? Says, good morning, Rips. Good morning, everyone. Thank you. You heard the news. Past 24 hours have been a snooze fest. I mean, it's one of them things where it's like, go long and leave it, but there's no entries that I took, so they're watching me. Yeah, that's what it is. We got view botted yesterday. Somebody view botted us to like 20,000 viewers on YouTube. They got me so good. Pit Trades or Pie Trade says tariff wars will start in 2 weeks. Careful with the incoming rug pull. Maybe. Don't get it twisted though. Like, everybody's like, oh man. Like, whenever I go play poker, I haven't played live poker in like 4 weeks. Oh, well, cash game poker, I should say. But whenever I sit down with my group and like the market is down, the question I always get asked, they're always like, oh, are you getting killed in the markets right now? I'm like, no, the markets are... They've been crashing. It's amazing. They're like, what do you mean? How's that good for you? I'm like, as long as the market is moving, we have opportunities to make money as traders. That's the best part about being a trader, is that, especially a day trader, right? Obviously it hurts the LTP if you're long, net long in your LTP, but it's amazing when the market is moving. When the market is going sideways like this, like, let's look at the 1 minute here. Ugh, that's gross. Look at the S&P on the 1 minute. Ugh. Ugh, that is nasty. But if the market gives us moves, we can make money. That's what we do. Nico Loco says, good morning, Ribs. Greetings from sunny Greece. Ooh, what time is it out there? It must be in the afternoon, right? What is it, 11 a.m. there? Carry the one. Is it 11 a.m. in Greece right now, or am I way off? Aaron Boy says, come on, blow your account and the Percy by making dumb trades. Come on. I mean, some people out there actually truly do want to see that. Psychopaths. But, you know. We need velocity. You're telling me, dude. This is the lack of velocity right now. 3 p.m. in Montenegro, so 4 in Greece. Oh, I was way off. Yeah. It is 3:52 p.m. in Athens right now. Thank you. Somebody said, I'm very confident that the U.S. strikes in Iran struck a massive blow. Yeah, how many Greeks do we have in the YouTube or in the Kick chat right now? Am I waiting for the 9:30 open? I'm waiting for the 9 a.m. liquidity draw first. Like, I'd love to see some 9 a.m. liquidity being drawn, and then we can kind of take it from there. But if I have to wait to the open, here's the deal. I might not take a trade again today. I don't want to not take a trade, but like, if the market doesn't give me any setups, there's a good reason why I wouldn't be taking a trade. I don't force trades. I don't need to, because I know that the market will eventually give me good opportunities. It is also summertime right now. I don't know if you've noticed, open your window, look outside. That's the sun. Sun comes out during the summer. Trading volatility and volume tends to go down in the summer. Historically speaking, last year did not. think it was 2 years before that. It was also kind of spicy. Well, and then COVID, yeah. Well, it's been a while since we've had the summer doldrums, but they do come. And it's just seasonality, right? You ever heard the term sell in May, go away? And it came around for a reason, because a lot of fund managers and desk traders tend to take their vacations during the summer. They go out to the Puget Sound, Martha's Vineyard. They go out there and they just have fun away from their trading terminals. PM Starmer in the UK says, very confident in leading Labour Party in the next election. Yeah. 1.3K likes? There's no way that we have that many likes already. I don't believe that. No, dude, who is so bored that they're spending money on my stream to do like bots and stuff like that? Who is so bored out there? It's ridiculous. Reaction Trade says, first time here. Welcome. Hopefully you're having a fantastic time. And Kalimnos? Where is Kalimnos? That sounds like a magical land in a video game. Oh, Kalimnos. Well, it's in Greece. There you go. Just, dude, it's just something that, yeah, somebody's out there spending money and like, you know what? I'm going to buy some fake likes for his stream. I'll show him. Haha. Trump has kept it volatile this summer for the most part. You telling me? It's been juicy. I just can't trade this grind. This is just, bleh. We're getting the slowest breakouts ever seen in mankind. AMG says, hello from Puerto Rico. ¿Qué parte de isla? ¿Qué parte de isla? When you don't speak Spanish every day, you start to lose it. ¿Qué parte de... Oh, Dorado. That's lovely. That's where I used to live. ¿Qué parte en Dorado? Dorado's there's a lot of... What do they call them? Subdivisions in Dorado? Cannot trade this easy? Yeah, easy. Either. Yeah, I mean, you're doing the right thing, though, in my opinion. If there's no trade setup, you don't take it. Loving this Apex Pro Gen 3 favorite so far. Appreciate it. Nice. Yeah, he's talking about the keyboard. Somebody asked for which keyboard I use. Isn't it nice with the mushy keys? Like, the keys just feel so good on your fingers. They really do. Rips, you got to get right with some Bad Bunny. I used to listen to Bad Bunny all the time when I was out there. Then he got a little, dude went a little zesty for a while. I think he's back to his thugged out self, but he got a little zesty for a while. I think he got paid to get zesty. You like the Thocky keys? The sounds just smooth. Yeah, it's one of my favorite keyboards. This is, I think, my third Apex Pro 3. Whenever I have, like, just like changed up my office or whatever, I always just buy a new keyboard. They're not that expensive. It's like under $300. It's like, why not get a brand new keyboard? It's nice. Treat yourself. I think it's $300 or maybe like $250 or something. Paris says, tuning in from Dubai today. How is it in Dubai right now? When BDH with Patrick, I'm thinking August. Better than cleaning it. That's one of those things. Like, I know that you should take care of your things. Like, I always take good care of my stuff, especially my cars. I'm notorious for taking very good care of my cars. Always have. I was raised that way. Like, take good care of your stuff. I was very poor when I grew up, so it's like you don't have a lot of things, so you take good care of them. But I take good care of my stuff. But like, I'm telling you, like, there's nothing wrong with buying a new keyboard every year. Like, whatever, gets that spring back in it. But the Apex Pro 3 from SteelSeries is just like the nuts. Luke is tuning in from North Italy. Very nice. Why are you not taking this long? Good volume, good liquidity. I don't trust it. Because we can have one single piece of news, or the 9 a.m. algorithm can come on and I just don't want to take it. I don't want to risk my real money in the market into a slow grind that can be disrupted by one piece of news. You can grind 30 points, and then one piece of news can snap at 50 points, and now we just lost 20 points because our stop was at like 20 points lower. You know what I'm saying? It's just not my setup. And no matter how much you plead and shout at me and say, Rips, take the setup, you suck, I'm not going to take it until it turns into my setup. Extremely hot in Dubai. What's the temperature? Give me Fahrenheit. Can you explain what your strategy is? Order flow, momentum, auction theory, market profile, market structure, macro environment, news, headline driven. All of them things. No, man. Story of my trading career. Well, I mean, you avoid it over time. It's okay to not take trades. It's okay to miss trades. Being patient is the hardest part. My husband is in Bahrain. It's been 105 or higher. Oh my God, that's hot. Here it is, 9 a.m. Let's see what happens. S&Ps are trying to break out, by the way. We do have some liquidity up higher at 61.65. 300 for a keyboard yaks. Well, you get what you pay for, Thato. You get what you pay for. Oh, look, the ViewBotter. The ViewBotter is back. Welcome back, ViewBotter. I've missed you so much. It was only 24 hours ago that we were hanging out. I do appreciate you spending your money on me, though. It's very nice of you. So sweet. So lovely. It is so very lovely. Here, watch this. I just email my rep. And I say, hey, they're ViewBotting me again. Wah. Thanks. Rips. There we go. Done. Solved. And now all of your money is wasted. Oh. Dang it. Debate. Southern California has the best weather in the world. See, I agree with you. I live there. It does. But I don't mind the very hot heat here in Vegas. I really don't. I like it. I like being in the pool. Very tan. Spent a lot of time out in that pool. It's a great place to meditate. It's a great place to relax, gather your thoughts, do some mental projections. Like at least donate some subs on Kick or something, do something useful with the money. That's what I'm saying. Done Deal says hello from Germany. Guten Morgen from the US. Is the hot in Vegas humid or not? No, super dry. Super duper dry. Super mega ultra dry, baby. Comes with mouse and headphones. That's a good deal. 300. Did you get wireless or wired? I have a wired Apex Pro 3 from Steel Series. AMG says, I don't see US 500 stopping till 6100. By the way, how many of you folks in here are still trading, we're trading NQ futures on CME here. How many of you folks are trading NAS 100 or US 500? Drop a W in chat if you're an FX trader and you're trading those. Tito says, I grew up in Doraville, 10 to 15 minutes from Dorado Beach. Be honest with me, Tito. How much do you hate the gringos that are there now, living there tax-free, while the locals cannot benefit from that? Be honest. Doesn't it feel kind of unfair? Right? If you grew up there. Hate it, bro. Unfair. See? That animosity does not go unnoticed. And I'm with you on that. I think it's kind of hogwash that you can't have the benefits that the gringos come and get. It's kind of weird. You know what I mean? Just bought a place in the Bahamas, looking at PR as well, 0%. Yep. The 0% tax is incredible, right? Started on FX until they kicked us out a couple of years ago. Why did they kick you out? Yeah, they used to call it Act 20 back when I did it. Tired from the Army and I'm staying on the States. Oh, very nice. Part of the States you in. So not a lot of FX traders on YouTube, but we do have some over in Kick. Sovereign Pulse as well. Wow. Crypto Trade says, slowly been building my ribs kit, not trading though. You put me on a lot of stuff. Thank you, brother. Tradeovate, Clubhouse, new comp. Now I have to get the new keyboard, the ribs kit. Yeah, dude. Apex Pro 3, literally one of the best keyboards. Like, unless you're like one of those crazy keyboard jockeys, it's like wants to build your own keyboard and you want to spend like $1,800 on your custom kit. Like, Apex Pro 3 all the way, baby. And the money says I was FX and converted futures this year. What do you think? Do you like it more? I think that futures are a no-brainer versus FX because you get the real market, the real spreads. You're not beholden by some random person and their spreads. The CME gives you the real spreads versus like FX is like, I don't know. What are you thinking? Let's just spread it around here. Why'd you leave PR? Island fever. And I lived there for a very, very long time. I lived there for an extremely long time and I just missed home, you know? But I did also sell my property that I built a beautiful home out there. Gorgeous home, built a beautiful home and I sold it towards the peak of COVID. That was nice. That was a nice bagatelle. You got rims on your keyboard? Are they spinners? What size are those things? Yeah, Dorado Beach, correct. FX is sketchy. Banks have so much power to knock people out by expanding spreads. Of course they do. And so do the FX firms. They can lie to you about those spreads. Good morning, Rips. How do you deal with taxes? I have a CPA team. I don't even think about it. They write me a message. They have access to all of my accounts. They can see every single transaction, every single daily report, every single thing that's related to my finances, right? And every single quarter, they just say, hey, dude, this is what we're sending to the IRS. And I go, cool. I do mark-to-market accounting, by the way. This is not financial advice. I'm not a professional financial advisor. I'm a professional moron. But they do mark-to-market accounting because that's the way to be if you're a day trader. They call DBE the bubble here. I feel like I was the one who coined that term, by the way. I was calling it the bubble back in 2015. Because it really is a bubble. But yeah, get yourself a CPA team or just a singular CPA. Give them access to all of your books and tell them not to be too aggressive. Tell them to be fair and just pay your fair share. They have the same price action futures indices in order flow are my edge to succeed in CFD US 100. Very interesting. Thank you for sharing there, Gabsy. Rebs, what was the screen recording software you said to use for journaling? Let me drop the link. www.obs project. I gotta make sure I spell this right. Does that link work? Why do you have to do the HTTPS? Hold on, let me do this. There you go. There's the link. Yes, more Powell today at 10. It's how it always goes. By the way, look, see the market coming down? Do you see above my head why it's coming down? That's why I don't want to get long this market. You see how fast that just erased all those puntos? Even though we can continue to come back up, I don't want to get into the market late. This is late to the move, and I don't want to be dealing with like, okay, well, do I add here? Is it going to go lower? Are we going to go back down to like 40 or 480? Like, I don't want to be thinking about them things. That's not my trade. That's not my setup. I don't see it long. I don't see it short. Puntos. There's an N there. Puntos, as in points. Ribs, I got a new mouse. Do you think I can finally pass my evals now? Probably, as long as you don't smash it. Look at the 4 hour on the NQ. Okay, you're the boss. That is what we call a boner candle Randall right there. Oh my word. I think I had some longs down there at some point. I must have. How many people do you think have been shorting this on the way up? Like, come on, it has to go down. It has to go down. I'll tell you, a lot of them. That's what causes these types of moves, is a lot of people trying to short it. How long it took you to become profitable? 3 years, baby. 3 years of losing and spending, not just like 3 years of fake trading where it's like, oh, I traded on Monday this week and then like I kind of traded on Friday. No, I'm talking about Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Oh, waking up at like 2 o'clock in the morning, or whether, if I was on the East Coast, I was waking up at like 5 o'clock in the morning, trading literally all day, sometimes until 8 p.m. equity closes, 8 p.m. Eastern equity closures. All day, every day for 3 years, getting cracked in the mouth. How did you turn it around? Time and experience in the market. Taking a break helped. Took a 6-month break. That helped me a lot. Got my mind right. But like during those 3 years, it wasn't like I was like only losing. Yes, long term, like my equity curve was like going down. And then finally we got it to the point where we're plateauing. Tell this story all the time. But it just takes time. You start to learn a lot about yourself. You start to journal. You start to do the things that make sense. And then eventually you start to wrap your arms around it. And you start to see the things that, okay, this works, this doesn't. And those are your personal account, right? What do you mean? What is my personal account? This is my personal account right here, 803,000. It's an account we started with 100K to trade here live on stream. Good morning from Delray Beach, Florida. Thanks for this educational stream. We always learn daily. Thank you for being here, Trader Joe. Love you. What account you think make you to become profitable? Do you think it's experience or strategy? Experience more than anything. I think it's emotional control with experience. You have to be able to control yourself. If you're impulsive, you will never be successful. It's true. But turning it around was just a matter of being here, trading every single day, learning what works, learning what doesn't work, and then taking things seriously, like journaling. Journaling was a huge part of it. Journaling is easy. Use obsproject.com, record your screen, write down the timestamps of the day, or go back and review your fills. Somebody gave me that little nugget. What brokerage do I use? I use AMP. There's the AMP right there. AMP Live. You see right here? AMP Live. That's what I use. AMP. What's that journal site again? Here, let me just drop this in the YouTube chat. It's a screen recording software. obsproject.com. It's free. Download that, record your screen every single day, record your trades, go back to the timestamps where your trades were actually doing something in the market, and then journal it after the day is over. How are the commissions for futures on AMP? Very low. Let me pull up yesterday's the statement from yesterday. My client report. Go all the way down here. Make sure I don't expose my account number. That looks good. So this is yesterday's account report. Again, I got to make sure I'm not showing anything. Looks good. Yep. Okay. So you get a daily report from AMP. And there it is. I paid $399. CR means credit. DR means draw. It says today because that was yesterday's client report. I made $7,300, but $7,715 was the profit that I showed on stream yesterday. But then there was $399 of commissions. That put us over the $800,000 mark. You see, this was Friday. I said we made like $62,000. Well, I paid $1,400 or whatever it was in commissions. Then $11,000, then $7,000. There we go. Makes sense? Makes sense? Cool. That's how much you pay in commissions. What was the question here? Does it take so much hard drive space when you do OBS recording? It can, but I highly recommend that all you do is get yourself an external hard drive and record to the external hard drive, like a USB-C external hard drive. That's all you need to do. So first 3 years, you lost money in your personal account. I traded a personal account with TD Ameritrade when I first started back 11 years ago. That was what I used, was TD Ameritrade. And I traded equities. I did not trade futures back then. I got into futures after. You can stream it to a private YouTube channel. Yes, you can. That's another thing you can do as well. What else did I miss here? How many percent return monthly do you think is good? I mean, anything in the positive is always going to be good, right? I don't try to shoot or aim for anything. The loose goal that I had this year was sort of kind of like a messing around goal. Like, hey, I'm going to turn $100,000 into $1 million. It was just kind of a loose goal. It wasn't like, I'm going to do this, or hell or high water, I'm doing this. No, it's just kind of a loose goal and a fun thing like to shoot for. And thankfully, we've been killing in the account. So maybe we'll get it. Maybe we won't. We'll see. Stay tuned. Why did I leave Edge Clear? I left Edge Clear because they were not giving me enough margin. Their margins were too high for what I wanted to do. So a lot of the times when I got into trades, as I was scaling into them, I had to keep an eye out of what my margin was. My margin for AMP is forever locked in at 100 contracts for $200,000 worth of margin. Because I have $800,000 in my account, I never have to worry about a margin. I can just trade. If I want to scale up to 100 contracts, I can do that. That's all I can, like, just beep, bop, beep, boop, beep. With Edge Clear, I have to literally be looking at how much margin I have left in the position. That's not fun. Very high margins over at Edge Clear. I started that personal account January 21st, 2025. We've been trading it for just 6 months and 4 days now. And we are up $803,000 because we've already taken out the original $100,000 investment into the account. There you go. What leverage you use? The futures margin. It's, what do you mean? I don't understand the question. This is not like crypto perps. Not like, you know. First time is live stream, new to trading, so it's cool to see what pros do. Can you also drop in the Twitter live? Yeah, sure. Here you go. HTTPS. Whoop. There you go. OBS project. Did you get that 15K back? What 15K? Oh, you mean from like use it for when we bought T-bills? Yeah, of course. I mean, it was never missing. Did you pull your original 100K out when you hit 300K? I can't remember when it was. 300K, 500K. I think it was right around when I hit 500K. I can't remember. Or it was like when I hit 200K. It was in the first 3 months, somewhere in that time. AMP is $40 for 1 micro, not bad if you're just starting. So the way that it works is that the AMP mini margin for NQ is $1,000 for day trading, $1,000 per contract. If your account balance is over $200,000, it's $2,000 per contract. So if I want to trade 100 contracts, it's $200,000 worth of margin, but trading an $800,000 account, you literally, like, you can trade 100 contracts whenever you feel like it. Should you do that? No. Aramis says, considering 90% of traders fail, being a break-even trader isn't a bad place to be if you haven't found profitability just yet. Just a small tweak is all you need to find profitability. Correct. And when I finally hit my plateau phase in my trading, which was after the 3 years of losing, I felt really, really good. Now, keep in mind, it's not like you're break even every day. You're winning money, you're losing money, you're winning money, you're losing money. I shouldn't say winning and losing, but you're making money and then you're having losing days. You're making money and then you're having losing days. And after a month, you're right around break even or like plus or minus a few $1,000s. Rips, are you taking the account to 1 million or 1.1 million to make a cool mill? We've already taken out the original 100,000. So if I got to $1 million, it would be $1 million in pure profit. But again, it's a loose goal. Maybe we hit it, maybe we don't. I don't want to focus on it too much. What can I do with my $50 account? Well, I think that you should be trading on props. You should not be putting your own money into the market. We are 11 minutes now from the market opening, folks. We've been chopping sideways for the whole stream so far. If it's been entertaining to you, do me a favor, go ahead and drop a like. Make sure you jump on over to Kick, drop a follow there. Trade for Pips is now speaking another language. Let's see if I can read that. Let's see. Regoy Meyu Dehua. What is that? Chinese. What's up, Rip? That's Chinese, my friend. You're blasting in Chinese there. Uncle Jerome finna testify at 7 a.m. PST. Yes, he is. But keep in mind, like, the original testimony is just going to be a bunch of the same of what we had yesterday. So don't worry about it. You're in China. Welcome. It is, let me carry them. It's 9 p.m. in China right now. 9 p.m. in China. I have a decent trading strategy, but I'm failing psychology, exiting early or missing trades. Any advice? I truly believe it's the only thing stopping me. You need to journal every single trade that you take, and you need to write down in clear language that your own brain can understand. You need to completely understand what is causing you to do those things, and that's by writing it down in your journal. When vlogs, very soon. Hey, Rips, are you rich? Depends on who you ask, I suppose. I'm sure to some people that I feel like having health, being able to stream for some friends in the morning here, hanging out with a fun group, I feel like that alone makes me very wealthy. The fun that we have together, I feel wealthy. How much do you think is a good equity to start trading? Because there's a lot of people that are undercapitalized. Yeah, I would say 100% of the time, trade on props, get a cheap prop, or just trade a paper account on TradingView. Don't worry, 95.6% of FinX all trades on paper. There's something about writing it down that really makes it stick in your head, journaling worth every minute. And a lot of people sit there and they say, I don't want to start journaling. It's going to be too hard. I have to do more work. Buddy, you're up against rocket scientists. You're trying to beat rocket scientists that wrote algorithms to trounce you. And you don't want to write a couple words down in a journal and you still think you're going to succeed at this? I'm going to sell you some beachfront property in Kansas if you think that's going to be working for you. Ain't ever going to work. You got to suck it up, baby. Suck it up, buttercup. SW got a new name. Impressive. If you ever want it back, SW, I could change that. Also, SW, why aren't you rocking the MC tag? What's wrong with you, bro? What in the world? Told myself no more trades till your meat suit is right. Yeah, well, there you go. Well, meat suite. That's a different thing. That's other than meat suit. Totally different. Random question. When you started playing poker, did it start off as a fun thing that you realized you were good at and then started to get serious about it like you did with trading? Curious if you took what you learned from going into tilt playing poker over to trading. Very good question. So I started playing poker when I was extremely young. I grew up playing poker like with my family, penny poker, draw poker, 5-card draw, 7-card draw, 7-card stud. Hold'em wasn't even a game that I played until I first played it into a casino. I'm probably going to tell the full story on like a podcast interview related to poker at some point. But the cliff notes is that I started very young. I was way too young to even think about trading when I first started playing poker. And it was one of those things when I was young, getting access to like, wow, I can be smart at this and get paid for it was a cool thing for me. But I never went into it like I'm going to be a professional poker player. It was like a really fun hobby that I could pull money from. It was never like, I'm going to be the craziest poker player. Online poker came around and that kind of thought changed where it was like, holy smokes, I could actually make enough money where this could be the only thing that I do. But I was an entrepreneur as well. So being an entrepreneur, that kind of, you feel like you're missing out on things like not creating. So entrepreneurship kind of dragged me away from poker. Poker dragged me away from entrepreneurship. It was kind of some battling dualities there. Some I wanted to play poker, but I also wanted to produce things and create. I had a lot of ideas at the time when I was younger. When you're young, you're very ambitious. You played canasta with your grand. Wow, canasta. That's a name I haven't heard in a while. What's a good online poker site? WPT Gold? What is it? WPT Gold Cash? What is it called? Something. WPT Gold. But I was successful in entrepreneurship early on, and then that made more of poker being more of a hobby. I feel like when I got into trading, it made me love poker again even more because I didn't play a lot of poker while I was running businesses. Like fun, but like not like actively playing. Being out here you can play a game anytime you want. I haven't played a cash game in like 4 weeks, you know? Why'd you delete your old Instagram account from that time? Because honestly, I had no interest in being on social media because it wasn't fun. You should open up a Ferrari store in Vegas. There's already a Ferrari dealership out here. With 100K capital, should I trade with a prop or just a personal account? How long have you been profitable as a trader? Am I from Ohio? No, definitely not. Never. I don't even think I've ever stepped foot in Ohio. Morning, Ribs. Are you still enjoying life not playing poker? It's been less stressful for sure. I will return to cash games at some point, but right now focusing on my trading and streaming and vlogging has been top of mind, taking over the poker stuff. I did cash in a World Series event recently, but there's a lot less stress in doing that versus like playing for hundreds of thousands of dollars. Have I traded in a trading floor? Never once. Never, ever once. Dude, Mike, you have a blue house? What does a blue house mean? I didn't even know we had a blue house. Oh, baby. That's dope. Blue houses are cool. Would you say that you got lucky with brand building, or is it something you mastered which led to your success? Also, would you ever make a course on it? I don't think I'd ever make a course on brand building. It's just something I enjoy. Like, as an entrepreneur, you enjoy building things and creating things. And when you're young and ambitious, you have a lot of good ideas, or at least you think they're good. And you have all of the time capital to test those ideas out and try them, right? So when you're young, you can be ambitious and try a lot of things. I had a lot more failures than I did successes in my early life. But it takes one or two good swings at the pitch to hit something out of the park, and you have 20 failures, one success. That one success could be like 10x, 100x your failures. Go Buckeyes. I'm in Columbus, Ohio now. Nice. When you started trading, did you scalp with one micro or two? It's nothing compared to 5 minis. I did not ever trade micros when I first started trading futures. I traded the minis on NASDAQ and I lost like 15 to 20K the first time I ever traded it. It's horrible. It was horrible. All right, 2.5 minutes now until the market opens. Let's see if there's anything for us to trade here. Would be lovely. We are pulling back underneath 500, but that doesn't mean that we can't blast straight through that level and go for broke. Go for the moon. The indicator that I'm using is Bookmap. It's not really an indicator. It's more of a piece of software. If we're talking about indicators, Spaceman BTC key level is the indicator I'm using over here. What am I looking at off the open? I'm looking for momentum and movement. I'd like to see a pullback to say like 420, 440, and then a lot of bids showing up. That'd be lovely. Nvidia did not take out 150s. Unless can't see this, but it looks like Nvidia never hit 150. Let me see. What was the high? 149.85 was the high on Nvidia, so it never took out the 150s. There's going to be options pressure at 150s. Yes, Powell testifies before the Senate Banking Committee today. It's so depressing to trade micros because you immediately think about how much money you could have made with minis. Yeah, but if you get good with the micros, then you just change over to the minis. Can we pull back to 420? That would be sick. Be super dope. You know, Colby asked that question. There's National in MC. He's one of our mods. He only trades the micros, and he has made multiple hundreds of thousands of dollars over the last few months only trading in the micros. So, you know, it's possible. Find out what works for you. Lean into it. Bingo, bango. All right, 45 seconds to go. Yeah, just find what works for you that you can wrap your arms around mentally and trade it. What do we think of the F-bomb drop by Trump? I thought it was hilarious. It was hilarious. If you hate the micros, don't do P&L, change the ticker points. Yeah, that's going to be helpful in graduating to the minis. For sure. How many minis or micros at a time for those results? I don't know. National, if you feel like chiming in, if you're here. Good luck, everybody. Markets are open. Here we go. Immediately want to watch these equities over here. Tesla rolling over a little bit. Nvidia approaching that 150 level. S&Ps still want to take out that 61, 65 level to the north side. Google is jamming. Wow, Google is juicing like crazy. That's insane. Google is going hog wild here. Literally looks like we want to take out a lot bigger highs, like 6160 in the S&P, and so it's juicing. We're going up towards 530 now. Slight pullback here. So we had a burst of liquidity, a small pullback. See if we can take out these 520s once more. We are still squeezing here. Looking for 530 to trade out. Right now running into a little bit of softness up towards 530. Right now, 525 is the line in the sand here. Watching here at 525. See if we get acceptance over that into 530 at all. Little defense coming up. Again, 530 is that soft level. 6158 is the S&P line in the sand here. We're seeing 31 contracts at 25s here. Nobody is swiping at it. So caution flag is out here. Starting to see some overhead supply coming in at 15s. Not a lot of juice right now. Little pullback in Nvidia as well. See what happens here at 500s. We are pulling back to those 510s. So right now pulling back below 500s here. We are finding liquidity refreshed at 500s. Let's see what happens at 510s. We get a little small bounce here. It is pushing up. We are taking 510s out. Again, 525 is the level I want to watch. I get interested above 525 here. Let's see if this has the pull above 515. Tesla's still coming down. Watching this pull up towards 515 again. A little bit of a resistance in liquidity. Watching 525. A little bit of a kerfufflation here. Okay, somebody's buying a little bit at 515, it looks like. 520 is starting to trade up. Still not breaking through that 525 area though. So watching carefully here. If we break out of 525 again, that's where I get interested. Watching here. Just kind of meandering around these 520s here, not finding a lot of strength. 61.55 is still trading in the S&Ps as well. Still not breaking out of that 525 area. That's where I want to see all the juice come through. Right now at 515. $525 is starting to trade. Let's see if we have enough muster to break through. Right now dealing with a lot of overhead supply into this move. Starting to hold the potential breakout here. Can we get the push through 530? That is the topping area that would want to break out if we do see a breakout here. Point of control has moved to 525. Watching carefully here. Right now, just hitting that ceiling at 525. Can we get a real meaningful breakout above 525? Watching. A lot of overhead supply that we're running into here. Nvidia has pulled back. Can it show us through 530 here at all? All this overhead supply becomes a problem if we start to break out through 530 here. That would be inviting quite the squeeze. But right now, that is the line in the sand. 525 to 530 is the level that it's currently trading with a lot of overhead supply here. So if that starts to pick up, we can see this thing start to break out. There's that 530 push. Watching here. Can we get the breakout of 550? Right now, just dealing with that overhead supply still. Watching here. Can we get that breakout above into 550 is the question. Get that slow grind. Oh, there's some sellers there at 35. Nvidia is starting to push as well. Let's see if this leads this higher. 61.65 is the upside target in the S&Ps here. Still a tremendous amount of overhead supply up at 530 here. Looks like we're dealing with the same type of liquidity that we were yesterday. See if we start to sweep above that 530. Nobody's like jumping in and taking it super quick, which is a little bit concerning because above 525, we should be seeing a breakout. Let's see if we can get above 530 here. Start to jam. Make like Smuckers and jam. Watching. A lot of liquidity up there at 45 as well. There's a little stop and go here. See if it wants to push into that 45 level. Right now, just running into, again, a little bit of overhead supply and impedance. Nvidia did take out 150s, which is strong. If Microsoft continues this upward trajectory as well, we should be trading up at 567 here. So a lot of ifs on the table here. See if the market wants to go for it. It is giving up 530s right now. See if we jump back above that. Overhead supply at 530 still there. Is there enough liquidity to break through that? Let's see. We keep approaching this high of day breakout, but we don't have a bunch of liquidity that's pushing us through this yet. So Just going to be tough to break through. I want to see 545 start to trade here, but we just keep running into a lot of overhead supply. Let's see if we can have this breakout above 540 here. Still a lot of overhead supply, but there is a bit of a squeeze starting, it looks like. Watching 540. Wow, that's a lot of liquidity at 540 there. My God. Holy smokes. Can we keep pushing? Holy. Can we go? Can we go? Can it go for it? Let's go for 50s. Let's go for 50s. Come on. Get through it, baby girl. Get through it. Just dance with me. Go on. Just dance with me. Be a good dance partner. It's wrestling. Can we get that 550 blaster cake? There's a 43 contract player there. Let's do this. See if we can get a little bit of the mustard out here. Can it break through those 40s again? Survey says probably not. Watching here. Touch those 40s. Just get through. Go, go, go. It wants to break out so bad. It's just right there at the breakout point, which is conveniently where my order is as well. You dirty dog, you. Just get my order filled. Go. Go all the way. Just get some more. If you shouted the market, it actually goes. I swear it's the way these markets work. Wow, there are so many people trying to get filled at 40 right now, and they're all iceberging too, which is just so frustrating. Just show me a little bit of potato salad and we can get this done. I really want to get filled at those 40s, but I don't think it's going to happen. All right. Well, we tried. You see my orders on Bookmap? Well, how about that? Yeah, Powell is holding this back. I thought we were going to have that breakout at 42 there. I was going for it. Let's see what happens here at these 30s. I was going for it. Let's not lie about it. I was going for it. Nothing doing, though. This is why I hate this type of grindy tape where it's like, it looks like it's going to go and then it just doesn't have the mustard to break through. We're literally about to break out in the S&Ps and it just doesn't want to go. Unfortunatamente. Back at these 40s again. That breakout of the 50s is that saucy juice I'm looking for. 6160 in the S&Ps as well. I mean, it looks like it just wants to frickin' go crazy, doesn't it? Tesla coming down, Nvidia trading above 150, Microsoft picking up. If we do get this break, it would be strong, right? There's just so much overhead supply and it's just not blasting through yet. Yeah, there it goes. Now it's starting to rip. It just rips and then it pulls back. Like it just keeps hitting these walls and pulling back. So I don't really know like if we're gonna like take out 50s and jam through or if it's gonna like take 50s and like reverse immediately. So that's kind of like what I'm watching for here. Oh, Bookmap freezing. That's a good thing usually if it's going up. Just slow grinding right now. Okay, so there's your pullback. Let's see what happens at 35 now. Pulling back to 35. Let's see if we hold 40s. The pullback can go all the way to like 25 too, depending on how heavy it gets. Fed's monetary policy is well positioned, says Collins. See if that gives the market the juice that it wants to get above these 40s and back into that 50 range. There is literally zero momentum in this market right now. Every single time it pushes, we get a little bit of a pullback. U.S. economy is solid, according to Collins. Why is there so much overhead supply in the way of this? Just take out the 50s. Okay, so somebody is trapped. You can see that on the tape. Somebody is actually trapped. Just when you see this trapping end above 45. Okay, pulling back to 35 here. Can we break out these 40s? Let's see if this holds at these 30s at all. Collins is dropping a little bit of negative Nancy news right now. Lower rates later this year is what Collins just said. Let's see what happens here at these 20s, if we pick this up at all. So rebounding at these 30s, but do we actually take it above those 30s is the question. So holding these 30s for now, can we actually swipe above, regain those 40s? Right now, auctioning at these 30s. Bit of overhead supply. Can we hold 30s? Point of control, just move to those 30s. Overhead supply at those 30s again. See how this shakes out. Big buyer at 25s. But I'm just watching the overhead supplies. We are pulling back here. Huge buyer at 20s. Starting to melt down a little bit here. Watching this overhead supply, if we take it or not with the quickness. '20s are still holding. Can we get above 25 without this overhead supply? Let's see. '25s are being defended still. Watching here. Still a lot of buyers here. Some shorts covering. Some people rushing in to cover actually on those 20s. Starting to sell underneath these 20s. Let's see. Watching 15s now. Bigger players are coming in. Possibly towards 500 now. Holy smokes, that was a sell. Watching here. Right now, 500s are dunking low. Holy smokes. Watching here at 500s now. Seeing if we're going to retrace up to 500 at all. We're at 6150 in the S&Ps as well. So there's your retrace back to 500. Watching 505 now. Still some sellers underneath those 500s. Watching carefully here. Will this hold 500s, or is this going to use 500s as a backstop now? That's what we're watching for. Right now, 500s are kind of rejecting. Nvidia is pulling back. Tesla is pulling back here. So just watching 500s now. Okay, 500s again being used as a backstop for the time being. There is 60 contracts there. Is somebody going to close at the 60? Let's see. So 60 contracts up there at 500 evens. Will that be swiped? Colin saying the economy does remain solid overall. Dude, that 43 just got swiped so hard there. Holy smokes. So watching here. Watching 490 now. Okay, 500 is that line in the sand. Can we break above that? 500s are holding for the time being, but will it actually break and hold? Okay, starting to see some juice here. Watching this overhead supply above 500. Some folks are covering short. Watching up here for this retracement. Looks like it's running out of gas a little bit here. 505s are trading. S&Ps have 61.55 to the upside here. So just watching. Okay, some more shorts are closing here. Watching 510s now. Okay, 510s are trading out. A little bit of softness at 510s, just watching here. 61.55 is still looking to trade in the S&Ps. Okay, 510's looking like they might not want to hold here. A lot of bids at 505 though. It's squeezy into overhead supply and then we don't take it. So that's a little bit concerning as far as like softness goes. Every single time we see that overhead supply, it doesn't take it. So I just want to see if we have enough shorts that are trapped at this moment where that does look like an order that they are interested in swiping at to cover then and there. So like right here, there you go. So that's a swipe. Watching now. Okay, swiping at 520s now. I want to see this go for it. Okay, big swipe up towards 525 there. That is definitely shorts closing. I want to see bid support underneath those swipes. Let's see what happens at 525 now, which is where the point of control is. 6160 does want to trade now in the S&Ps. So watching for that. Okay, swiping above there. 6160 is the target here for the S&Ps. Trading into these 530s now. This would be a big, big push if we get this all the way through. Watching. 530s are holding. A lot of overhead supply here. Watching here at these 530s if this blowout continues. Right now looking pretty strong. Microsoft still pushing. Offers are gapping up a little bit here. New home sales in 2 minutes. 2 minutes until we have new home sales for May. All right, seeing a pullback there from that 535 try. Back to the point of control in the S&Ps. Still gaps in liquidity on the offer side, which is strong for buyers. Watching at the point of control again. 623,000 versus a 693,000. So coming in cooler than expected on new home sales. Right now trading at that point of control, watching for 30s now. Median home prices are up year over year. '20s are not holding here. Let's see if they can reclaim 20s and get back to the point of control. Watching for overhead supply at these 20s. Still some overhead supply here. I'm watching on these pullbacks if I'm seeing any solidified bids showing up. So right there, we had some defense at 510s. They did pick up the slack there. A lot of bid support. Wanting to see if we have buying pressure coming back towards those 20s. Overhead supply at these 15s. Nvidia is still kind of pushing and holding here. 510s are now the line in the sand. We're rejecting that 4-hour open for the time being, likely due to that new home sales data being a little bit softer than expected. Watching here at those 500s again, the elusive 500s. A lot of overhead supply above those 500s right now, keeping this market tight. Little bounce in the S&Ps here, giving us a bounce in the NASDAQ. Watching here at 505 now. Still dealing with 500s here. A lot of gamma pressure at these 500s, obviously. If that overhead supply relaxes at 500, this thing should shoot right through back to 505. Watching here. $500 still that line in the sand. Starting to paint down into this liquidity in these 490s here. Seeing some sellers stepping in. Okay, back through 500 here. Let's see if we take this liquidity out at 505. Watching. That would be an easy swipe for a trap short. Did they want it? Somebody took it. Some stops above that 505 there. Can it hold? Still defense at 505 there. A lot of people are getting short in this market still. So that would create a squeeze if we continue this upward trajectory. All it takes is for continuation is just bid support on every push. So back up to the point of control in the S&Ps here. Now the NASDAQ is a laggard. So watching here, if we have relaxing of the offer side. Currently, still a lot of people trying to short this market, at least from what I can see. Okay, back to 500 here. Still fighting at this 500 level. This is a cantankerous level this morning. I'd like to see relaxed offers above that to show that we have strength. We have an order right now at 61.55 in the S&Ps. Seeing if they're going to swipe at that at all. Iran will not get access to nuclear materials, says Trump. Meta is showing a little bit of softness here. Okay, watching 515 now. There's an easy short covering there at 515 if they want it. See if they're in trouble yet. Watching. A lot of overhead supply into this 515 level. A lot of overhead supply here. Okay, somebody took a little bit, looks like short covering into 515 perhaps. Right there at 5, there you go. There's your short covering. See if they have continuation on that push. Back to the point of control in the S&Ps. Now giving up those 510s. And back down to those 500s. So again, we're dealing with sort of the same market that we saw yesterday, which is just a lot of whipping back and forth here. Orders at 500, 497, and 505 right now. Still tremendous amounts of selling pressure. 500 is not holding the bid. Big order at 505 now. See if they want to take this. More orders at 500. Not being swiped at. Okay, taken. Watching 505 now. 505, that is a real order. They just tapped in it. They took a few contracts out. Still people pressuring the sell side on this. Watching up at 505. A lot of defense at 505. Fed Chairman Powell is repeating his same press conference from yesterday. Same exact talk from yesterday so far. Okay, so we get a little bit of a sweep there, down below 490. Watching 490s now. So definitely a stop run lower there. Watching these 490s. Right now, 6150 in the S&Ps is the line in the sand. We are selling down into this order at 6150 in the S&Ps right now. Oh, so we got some overhead supply now, 310 up here in the S&Ps. Let's see if they crater this below that 6150 level now. Big overhead supply in the S&Ps. I want to see if they actually swipe at this. Watching. Somebody's trying to get short there in the S&Ps. Clearing out that overhead supply. Let's see if they take this other swipe here. Right now, failing 6150 in the S&Ps. Right at the VWAP in both of the indices here. Still a mess of overhead supply right here at 6150. See if this wants to hold. Right now, threatening the crater lower. Saying that the war could potentially restart soon here. If Iran gets back to the nuclear business, we will be there, says Trump. So a little bit of push up on that. We're at the previous 4-hour mid right now. Still seeing some softness here. If this breaks below like 440, this thing should crater pretty hard. $61.48 is the line in the sand in the S&Ps right now. $440 would be a huge breaking point. Right now holding 470. We are not giving up on the Iran sanctions right now, is what Trump just said. All right, let's see what happens here at the previous 4-hour mid. Right now, we're holding at that previous 4-hour mid. $61.51 is now the line in the sand there in the S&Ps. It is currently holding. And we are starting to face back up here, up towards 500. So if 500 is that rejection point, this thing could come right back down. If 480 breaks, I think that we can see 440. $61.50 again in the S&Ps here. Right now, just holding at 61.50 in the S&Ps here. Some more overhead supply coming in. Trump says, I don't think an agreement with Iran is necessary. So watching the 6150 level in the S&Ps still. Overhead supply in the S&Ps here should add some pressure to the downside. Just bouncing at that 6150 level still. Nvidia is still pushing. Powell is talking right now, by the way. Still just holding here below 490. S&Ps are holding at 6150. Seeing if this is going to wick up towards 500 again. Right now, 490s are trading. Some covering at 490 now. So rejection above 490. Still have to break through 6150 to the downside in the S&Ps for this to crater. Looking like it's trading back to those 480s again. $480. Anybody want to be that first one in the pool to break those 480s? Let's see. Okay, 480 snap. 6150s are threatening a breakdown. That has been the tough nut to crack in the S&Ps here. If 6150s give out in the S&Ps, I do believe that the market will roll pretty dramatically. But it's all contingent upon 6150s being the breakdown point. Watching here, 6150. S&Ps are pulling back some here. And Nvidia as well coming back. Microsoft seems like it's hitting a topping point here. Watch 470 now. Looking for a dramatic breakdown through 6148 in the S&Ps. Back above 6150 here. So refresh liquidity lower and holding. US and Iran will talk next week, says Trump. So we did not break down and hold that breakdown at 6150. So we are testing these 490s again. 490s seem to be a point of contention still. 490s are now holding. 500s are looking to trade here. Excuse me. I thought I was muted. $490 retest and hold here. Still holding. Seeing a little slight divergence between the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ here. Slight divergence. Will make Spain pay twice as much in a trade deal, says Trump. So obviously, market is reacting negatively on more tariff news. DOE numbers coming out in less than a minute here. Google's still pushing. Weekly DOE data coming out here, Department of Energy. Bit of an uptick here. Potentially looking for a swipe up towards 500 here. And a swipe at 500 here. See if the swipe holds. Right now it's being rejected heavily. Trump saying something about Spain negotiations. Something for their lower NATO spending, is what he just said. So we are just dancing around price here. $490 has been the line in the sand here. Right now, orders are being stacked at $490. So $490 to $500 kind of point of contention here that we've been wrestling between. Back at 500 here. Some bid support showing up underneath 500 here. Seeing how the market reacts around this. Nvidia is still pushing here. So we're getting these little pops and drops still, like we were seeing earlier this morning. Watching to see if we trade into 490 here now. $61.50 still has a lot of liquidity at that. Seeing if we're swiping out. They're walking up that liquidity. $61.51 now. So slowly walking up that liquidity at $61.51 and a quarter in the S&Ps. All right, they pulled that order at 61.51 now. See what that does here. They did just stack another one though. Watching the S&P here on my other screen. Looks like they're firing that order into the offer now. Trump on the Fed chair selection, I know between 3 and 4 people now. So replacing Chair Powell. Talking about that right now. 500s are holding for the time being. Big push up to 61.54 and 55 here. Currently holding that push above 500. Back at 500s even. Point of control has moved to 500. So a lot of agreement in price right now in this range. Trump said, I told Powell to cut rates. No way. You're kidding. Apple being offered more fines for their app store, I guess. Big fines, apparently. So still holding all these pullbacks for the time being. Back at 500. Big order there at 52 in the S&Ps, seeing if there's anybody that wants to swipe that. A little bit of interaction with that price. Coincides with 95 in the NASDAQ here. Still just dancing around the point of control here. Dollar remains the world's reserve currency, says Powell. Big order there at 53.5. Definitely an iceberg there. Okay, rolling back down to 52 here. That coincides again with that 95 level on the NASDAQ. Watching this pull back to 90 in the NAS here. Still a lot of bid support there at those 90s. 6150 is the line in sand, still on the in the S&P here. So every time we're pulling back below 500, we do find some bids there at 90 and 95. We did probe for some orders there below 90s and then met with some tremendous buying strength here. Again, 6150, big line in the sand. Yep, market is still just digesting and consolidating in this area here. $61.55 now trading in the S&Ps. met with a sharp pullback. Back to 500 in the Nas. So pretty murky waters still here. I think we'll continue the party over on Kick. That's where I'm going to be. If you want to continue the stream, I'm going to be over on Kick, folks. I'll see you over there. Bye-bye.